5-minute daily habit. This last week, having done this for 700 odd days, this last week has been some of the most challenging 5-minute planks I've done since I began 700 odd days ago. There's been times over the last week where I've questioned whether I had enough energy to complete the plank. And I didn't understand what was going on at first, but then I've got some sort of a cold, which I think has just totally wiped me out, which kind of explains why I haven't had as much strength and energy as normal. And I'm already getting out of breath now. It's been a real challenge, and it's actually reminded me of the challenge when I first started this plank challenge, the 30-day plank challenge, when I went from 10 seconds a day up to 5 minutes a day. What I learned during that first 30 days about awareness and mind over matter and mindset and presence and focus and becoming the observer, which shifted my entire mindset. I've had to really dig into that this week to hold the planks for 5 minutes, because the physical strength just hasn't been there. My body's felt weak, totally empty, just drained, just nothing there, exhausted. But I'm also aware of how speaking that way is more likely to manifest the feeling as well. But it is something I've observed, because I couldn't understand it the other night, because I was feeling fine. I just couldn't hold a plank. And that was, I think, the early warning sign that I had a cold coming, and I don't get colds. I kind of refuse to get them. I've always been a huge believer in the power of self-talk around health. I always remember when I used to work in an office how certain people would always get colds, and they'd be the people that were always talking about how they had a cold coming. And it kind of became self-fulfilling. So I've always had a fascination with this power of self-talk and how our self-talk to some degree creates our reality. Obviously there's a limit to that. Right now I'm feeling empty, and that's 3 minutes and 30, and I know I'm going to make it to 5 minutes, but it's tough. It's really tough. But it's this baseline minimum commitment of 5 minutes a day, no excuses, no exceptions, which has formed the basis for a lot of my mindset coaching philosophy, which is around, ultimately you get to choose how you describe yourself, but you can't say something you're not. You have to believe it yourself, but you do get to choose. And if you want to set your intention that you want to become a certain way, or you want to develop a certain trait, you can do that, but you have to make the commitment, and you have to understand why it is that you want to do it. And then you have to start really feeling into how you describe yourself and what you believe about yourself. Because your self-talk is just a set of ideas which become instructions, which become beliefs. And when you say I'm just not, what you're doing is setting a limitation. You're not actually describing how you are. You're setting a limitation to your potential. That's 5 minutes. Same again tomorrow.